guys, this is Carrie Rhinehart with 5-Minute Math. Today I'm going to be looking at parent functions. If you're following along, I'm on Algebra 1, Unit 3, looking at Lesson 5, Part 1. So we're looking at parent functions. These are just the basic functions for each type. The first type being linear. So if we've got a linear function, which is a line, the parent function is f of x equals x. Okay, this is the parent linear function, and when it's graphed, it looks like this. It goes through the origin, and it's got a slope of 1. This is your parent linear function. Then we have our quadratic. Let me erase this, and let's do the quadratic. Okay. And these are called parents because this is the main function, and then any other type of, if we were talking about linear, any other type of line would be in the same format, but they may have added or subtracted or multiplied by a value. So the next parent function we're looking at is the quadratic. Okay, and a quadratic looks like a U when it's graphed. It's called a parabola. Okay, but the parent quadratic is f of x equals x squared. And when it's graphed on the x, y coordinates, you've got a vertex at 0, 0. And then you've got mirror image points here. You've got 1, 1, 2, 4, and then you've got negative 1, 1, and negative 2, 4. We could keep going, but this is the main parent function for quadratic. That's what it would look like, just the parent function. And of course, we will move from there into transformations in the next lesson. So you've got your linear function, you've got your quadratic function. The next one is our cubic function. Okay, cubic function. This is f of x equals x cubed. And this one goes through the origin. And you've got 1, 1, just like the quadratic, but then you have negative 1, negative 1. And then you have 2, 8, and negative 2, negative 8. So it looks like this. This is what your cubic parent function looks like. Then we have absolute value. The absolute value one makes a V when it's graphed, and its parent function is f of x equals the absolute value of x. And if you notice with these parent functions, they're just the basic, nothing added, just the absolute value of x, or just x cubed, or just x squared. But this one is a V. Again, it crosses at 0, 0, then you've got 1, 1, 2, 2, and then you have a mirror image here. This one's similar to the quadratic, but it's like two lines that form a V, and the quadratic is a U. So there's the absolute value parent function. Still have a few more to look at. We've got the square root function. Okay, so the parent square root function would just be f of x equals the square root of x. You may have started to notice a pattern here. These parent functions are very basic. Okay, just knowing what they look like is the hard part. But you notice they all have a point at 0, 0. And then we've got 1, 1, and we've got 4, 2 here. So this is your parent square root function. Then we have a cubic root function. The cubic root function, the parent function is f of x equals the cube root of x. And this one looks similar to the square root, but it also goes in the opposite direction as well. It's like this. All right, now I want to look at two more. We've got the exponential and the rational parent function. So exponential. An exponential is just when x is the exponent. Okay, so the parent exponential function is f of x equals, normally it's 2 to the x, but that base can change just depending on what you're looking at, but x has to be the exponent. And with these, you actually have an asymptote, which you don't need to know much about, but just know that this one's going to get closer and closer to that y-axis, but never actually cross it for the parent. And the last one is the rational function. This one is when x is in the denominator. You've got 1 over x. So f of x equals 1 over x is the rational function. And this one looks like this. And this one actually has asymptotes too, which are lines imaginary lines that it's getting closer to but never actually crossing. It's got 2 of them. Again, the main thing is just knowing the shape and what the actual function is, like f of x equals 1 over x.